Hey folks, John Peniel from the John Peniel Show. Another beautiful day on the South Hill of Spokane. All right, the title of this new talk is called "You Are What You Consume. You Are What You Eat." And we eat in many different ways, but not just by eating food, but whatever we put into our five senses. Like, for instance, we eat through our ears. What we listen to, what kind of music we listen to, we eat through our eyes. What we choose to look at and to you get the idea. So the purpose of this talk is to help inspire you to put yourself on a higher level when it comes to what you eat, whether it comes to food, the sort of things you listen to, sort of things you look at. Now, this is not coming from a place of judgment. I'm not being judgmental. You're not being wrong or evil or sinful, quote unquote, for listening to certain things that may not be to your best, for your best. Let's put it that way. Because God is a very tolerant being. So He knows the things. He knows what we're going through. Like if you want to listen to music that's really angry, because it just because you're going through something in your life and it just helps you get in touch with what's going on in your life. You're not being sinful for doing that. This is not what I'm talking about. This is not about judgment or anything like that. This is just an inspirational talk to help encourage people to move past a lower vibrational type stuff, whether it's lower vibrational music, lower vibrational food, or things of a low, just in general lower vibration. So, how do you do that? Well, this is basically you got to learn how to listen to your soul, and that can be a little difficult. So, for me, over the past 3 months, when it's come to food, I'm just now starting to learn to listen to my soul when it comes to eating food. The past year, beyond 3 months ago, I was just eating anything that I wanted. Basically, I ate a lot of fast food, and I wasn't really eating healthy. And then 3 months ago, that all came to a halt, and my body says, "Okay, I'm not going to let you eat this anymore." And then I went through a 3 month vegetarian phase against my will. It's like my body was saying, I'm doing a reset right now. So you're just going to eat vegetables, fruits. And so that's what I did. And through that whole 3 month period of time, it gradually, I started to become aware of what my body was really saying to me. And so my body was starting to tell me, okay, now it's time to eat meat. But instead of just eating it mindlessly like I did before, I've become very mindful of what I put in my body, whether it's meat or whatever. And so I've learned, or I'm still in the process of learning, how to distinguish between feeling basically food lust, your body says, "Oh, I want this, I want that." Distinguishing that from what your body is really saying to you. And that can be a little difficult, but that 3 month period of time kind of trained me to doing that. So let's say you're walking into the store and your body, you think it's your body, but it's really your ego that's saying, okay, your ego saying, I want to eat a bunch of junk food, like a bunch of cream pie or whatever. And we all know the stuff that they put in there, a bunch of preservatives, et cetera, and corn syrup, which isn't any good for you, whatever. Well, instead of just going along with the urge, I encourage you just to pick up the junk food that you want to eat and look at the ingredients really slowly. And if there's any ingredient there that looks really kind of weird to you, just go with that. Just say, okay, I'm not going to eat this because that just seems not right. I highly encourage you to do that. Now, that can be very difficult because your body, your ego, it says, I want that. But this is really training yourself to listen to what I call the innate, which is your body intelligence, is trying to tell you. So it might be a good idea to also research what they're putting in the food too. Just use the good old Google function on the internet and type in some of these ingredients, and you'll be awfully surprised as to how horrible this stuff is. But again, I'm not saying this from a place of judgment. I'm not like downing anybody for eating what's considered junk food. Not at all. But I'm just saying this as an encouragement, as an inspirational talk to encourage you, to goad you into looking for higher things. Let's look at it that way. Okay, music. We all love music. Almost all of us does. I certainly do. I used to be a really music fanatic, but I don't listen to it nearly as much. I've toned down on it, and the kind of music that I was listening to several months ago, I'm not interested anymore. I used to listen to really heavy metal, hard rock type stuff. Now if I hear that, it really disturbs my nerves. It really jangles my nerves. I can't bear it anymore. My body and my psyche has really gone through an overhaul over the past 3 months. So again, I'm not condemning people who listen to heavy metal. Not at all. If that's what you want to do, that's your choice. You're not being wrong for doing that. However, I'm saying this just to encourage you to look for something that's a little higher. And you can try to look for something that's higher in the heavy metal that you listen to. Because there are some good things that are coming through in that music genre. So if you're listening to heavy metal, I'm not saying do not listen to heavy metal, but rather I'm saying this. I encourage you to look for the higher things in the music that you're listening to. And this comes down to feelings. So what kind of feelings are you getting from it? Are you getting exalted, higher feelings? Is it like making you more introspective, where you're thinking about higher things? And there's plenty of hard rock heavy metal that has elements of that in there. Maybe not a whole lot, but if you learn to look for that by feeling it out with the intent of like squeezing that stuff out of there, that higher stuff, rather than just listening to it, just so you can because it's a good beat, but rather going into it with more by listening to it with your heart. Then you can get a lot out of it, and then gradually over a period of time, maybe you won't be as interested in that genre of music. You want to listen to other kinds of music that isn't so jarring. But that's up to you whether you want to do it or not. The whole point is to look for the higher thing, which points to higher spiritual realities. So, of course, the ultimate spiritual reality is God, the one who made us all, who made the whole universe. Okay, so that's music. Movies. I used to watch a lot of movies, but to be honest, this is my own personal opinion. I'm not dissing anybody else who watches movies, but for the most part, I don't watch movies because I really hate Hollywood. I'm really on a hate Hollywood phase right now because, I won't get into that, but that's pointless. So that's my own personal thing. I do on a rare occasion watch older movies because it's not as perverse, in my opinion, compared to what a lot of the stuff that's coming out of there right now. That doesn't mean that there aren't some really good stuff coming out of Hollywood. It's just kind of like looking for a needle in the haystack. But you want to really pay attention to the vibrations of what you're putting into your being, whether it's food, music, or movies, anything of that nature. So, you're trying to raise your vibration, and you're spiritualizing your whole being. You're spiritualizing your body, and you're bringing yourself more into tune with who you really are. Okay, folks, so I'm going to do another talk on this tomorrow. I just kind of did a general outline on this, so I hope this helps, and I hope you have a wonderful day. God willing, I'll do a talk on this tomorrow. Folks, have a good day. Shalom and namaste. Oh, by the way, I'm just a little short plug. Please put a like on my YouTube channel. I mean, that would really help out a lot. If you put down some comments in the comment section, they'll boost up the algorithm, and put a subscribe and share it out if you can. If you do that, I really much appreciate it. Okay, bless you all.